Yeah. We're back again. We're here today, cooking in the raw. Next episode. I am so excited today. We had snow today. I mean, we got kind of pounded by snow here in Sheboygan County, which is great and a good thing for me because I'll have a second opportunity to cross-country ski. If you look behind me, I have my skis, I have my backpack, I'm ready to go. So tomorrow morning, I am hitting the cross-country ski trails. But first, tonight, and the reason why you're here, this is a video based on my Super Bowl idea, the Super Bowl dishes. You know, something to have that you can share with friends, whether you're local or you're in another area and want to try something regional from a different area or a different state. So tonight, Super Bowl dish. It's going to be brats. And you're thinking, brats? Well, if you're local, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, let me give you something, a little bit quick history before I start. You know, I had to learn quickly, you know, coming to a regional area, and it's amazing how you adapt to what the locals do. But I found out rather quickly that every brat can't be created equally. In fact, when I heard brat, I was thinking about some of the bratwurst that I was enjoying when I was in Germany. But it's a totally different thing here. However, I mean, I just throw out a couple of names, you know, like Johnsonville, Meesfields, and I've tasted quite a few different brats from quite a few different brands. You even have local grocery stores, you know, branded grocery stores, you know, making their own brats, you know, because everybody's in the business, in the competition for having the best brat. But I found for myself, and many of the locals out there would disagree, but then I'll have those that agree with me. I myself am a Brockman man. So I'm a Brockman brat man. Again, cooking in the raw, unedited, unscripted. So if I slip, make a mistake, it's all live, and it's going to be oops and oops again. So let me show you. So I just picked up these brats today. I mean, nice and snowy outside, and I'm going to prepare a brat dish. You see I'm grilling inside. I'm not going outside, so you have the nice flat grill ready to go here. So I'm going to grill these brats inside, and then I'm going to make these brats with a shell twist. Now there's a way that they produce the brats here locally, or they cook the brats here locally, and I'll tell you about that when I get to the shell twist. So let me show you my brats here that I picked up. Handmade. Brockmans is kind of one of those places that's local and a small family-owned shop, you know. I try to do my best. In some of the other stores I've mentioned, or brands I've mentioned, they're also locally owned and small family-owned meat shops. You know, so I like Brockmans, you know, because of the taste in the brats. And also, it is small, it is local. I mean, of course, we know we have this food movement that's happening today in which we're trying to get people to shop locals, support the small guy. I'm totally with that. But I'm a Brockman man. And here we go. So we're going to get these on the grill here and let these cook, you know, for about, we're going to get nice grill marks. Hear that sizzle? I love it when the food talks to me. So we get these on the grill, and it's great, you know, when you can have a nice inside grill, so we have to deal with the elements on the outside. So we'll get this going. We're going to get a nice color, nice grill marks, and as these begin to cook and we turn and toss, and you'll see the creation of the color, and then we'll go to the shell twist. Stay with me. I must tell you, I had some reservations about grilling inside and getting the heat, but I have to say that this grill is working out okay. I mean, nice little colors on the brats here. So they're Brockman brats. I'm going to keep saying that. But again, nice little colorization on the brats here. I'm liking that. And I want to say something else in case I didn't. This is Lord Shelby, a.k.a. Shell. And I'm here with you on Cooking in the Raw. Alright, so we'll get the brats off of the grill. I am very impressed at how these turned out. Totally exceeded my expectations. So we'll get these off. Fun part comes later when I have to clean this off. Unplug, always think safety. Okay, so there we go. Set our brats right here. Now for the twist. Well, here traditionally, a lot of people when they make brats, you know, they braise them in their favorite beer. You know, sometimes with a dark beer, sometimes with a light beer, and braise them in beer and onions and butter. Did you hear that? Butter. But braise them in butter. But I gave them a little twist one afternoon when I was sitting in my wine shop, and there was a brat fry across the street at the bar. So I went across the street, you know, grabbed a couple of brats off the grill, brought it back to my shop, and I braised the brats in some wine. That's the twist. Braising in wine. So here we go. So we have our pots on the stove here. I'm going to do a red and a white. I mean, kind of any red and white wine will do, but different styles will impart a different flavor. I'm going to be using for the red a wine from Argentina, the Mendoza area. It's a blend of Malbec, Bernarda, and Syrah, Amando Sur. And I'm going to also add into that a little bit of the Monte Anton, which is 100% Grenache from Spain. For the white, now this is probably going to surprise a lot of people. Excuse me. I'm going to go with a Chardonnay from California. The brand here would be Smoke and Loon, and it's unoaked. So it's an unoaked Chardonnay. And I'm interested to find out what type of flavor enhancement that's going to do with unoaked. With the oak age, you get that nice smoky richness. So here we go here. We add our onions to the pot. So I'm still using the onions. Onions are part of the dish because what happens after this whole braising process, you know, onions are going to impart some flavor. After the entire braising process, then we take the onions as a side dish. And I'll show you how we'll do that as we come along here. So, a little bit of onion here. We'll add our brats, 2 brats to each pan. Now, braising, so we're talking about this a little bit of liquid into the pan here. So our white is going to be here. Sizzle, sizzle. Okay. And now for our red. First the Grenache. Oh, you can just smell the wine. Oh. And now for the blend from Argentina. The Bernarda, the Syrah, and of course the Malbec. So we bring that up to a simmer. Let's get that down in there. Okay, so let's see if my audience was paying attention. Did you realize in the earlier segment that I was not wearing a hat? I told you this is raw, unedited, unscripted. My head got cold, so I had to put a hat on. Now, I had this mysterious bag here. Now, here in Sheboygan County, you can't have brats without having the right bun. You know, and I go around, I try to have these conversations and these debates all the time. What's the best brat? What's the best bun? Well, I have to honestly say that almost unanimously, the best buns for brats come from City Bakery. And I'm going to show you that here. I mean, and I've been trying to figure it out, you know, so what makes a brat bun? I mean, you have a nice, let me see if you can hear that. You have a nice, crunchy, hard exterior, but it's nice and soft inside and airy, but just enough to soak up the moisture and the juice from your brat. So we're going to be serving those brats with our City Bakery bun. And also, in case you didn't get my Super Bowl pick on the previous episode, stay tuned when I finish the final plate up and I repeat for you again what's my choice for the winner in the Super Bowl. Coming right up. Hey. Oh, that's coming together real nice. So I'm going to do now, and I'll give you a picture. Let me remove these. I'm taking the lids off. You get a picture inside. Take a look at those brats. So I'm taking the lids off now because you see that juice here? We want the onions to absorb a lot of that juice that's there. Okay? So we're going to reduce that and make it into like a thick sauce. Take a look at what's happening over here in the red. Oh my. Let's pull that out. Look at that. Don't even recognize it. It's a totally different brat. So again, look what's happening to the onions here. So all that flavor. It's almost as if we use red onions, but we're different. It's all the wine. So we'll let that reduce down to make it to a nice little thick sauce. and then we'll go to plate. Alright, so these are just about where I would like them to be. The wine is reduced, a lot of absorption with the onions and the brats. Now I'm going to turn the fire off, because that's going to continue going. It's electric, so it's going to stay hot for a bit. And I'll bring over the plates. So we'll take our brat here, our white brat. Now since I'm only just doing 2 for demonstration purposes, okay, so I'm plating up accordingly. So we got our 2 brats, white and the red. So the question may be, well, which brat do you eat first? The white brat or the red brat? Well, in this case, the wine rules will not apply. Eat whichever one you would like to first. Have your guests enjoy. So now, I'm going to take some onion here. I'm going to drizzle in to the white wine braised onions, just some parsley. Now if you would like, you could add some butter to this as well to give it a little bit more richness, but I'm going straight for it. And I'll put in a little bit of salt, you know, my fine grind sea salt that I do here. Then I'm going to give it a couple of grinds of pepper. Okay, this becomes our topping and our side dish. Okay, toppings for the brat. Give that a nice stir. Look at there. Now if we were doing it platter style, because it would be a platter of brats, you know, for your guests, or you could just even leave them in the dish, in the pot themselves, and people can just help themselves and it'll continue to stay warm. But I'm just doing a plate up for you, okay? So we have our white wine onions with our parsley, salt, and pepper over here, okay? Let's go this way. I think I like that way. Alright, there's our fork for that one. Now, for the red, I'm going to do a mixture of herbs, an Italian herb mix here. You know, I think it would do great with the red wine, because sometimes you get a really nice herbaceous characteristic from the red wine. Put in some parsley here. A little bit of salt, okay, a couple of grinds of pepper, a nice little stir, wow, you can just smell how the herbs just instantly took to this wine and the onions. Now we boil that up. So as you can see, maybe you have some guests that just simply enjoy onions. They may even want the brats. They just want the onions. You can serve that on the brat buns. Okay, there's that. Take this over to our plate. And there is our dish, with one exception. You gotta have the brats. Now, some people these days don't eat bread, but if you're a hardcore Sheboyganite, you want to have your brats with brat buns. So now, I learned here the hard way. The first time I was asked to cut brats, I cut them all the way through. I sliced them all the way through. It's like, oh my God, I did like 300 brat buns sliced all the way through. But here, you don't slice the buns all the way through. Now look, as I said to you, that soft center, that's going to absorb all the moisture from the brats. So you lay out the brat buns on the table, ring the bell, and tell your guests to come eat. Now for myself, you know, it's a wine brat, so you don't need any additional toppings, but some people still may want to add their ketchup and their mustard. I'm not going to be picky. Do what you like, eat what you like. And for myself tonight, I'm going to be having a side of carrots, and then we have some sweet pickles. So now, my Super Bowl pick. So if you missed it last time, now, for those who've been keeping up and following my shows, you know that I am a California native, but this time, my pick is going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. You know, if Ray Lewis is going to retire, let's let that man have a Super Bowl. So I'm cheering for the Baltimore Ravens so Ray Lewis can retire and have his Super Bowl ring to go with it. So I hope you enjoyed this edition of Cooking in the Raw, because I did, as always, and I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao. Bing, bing, bing.